The Ford Fiero becomes a car from Mask.
Oh, look, that menu didn't come up. I didn't have to.
Honestly,
okay.
if Fast 9 became the segue to Mask, I'd be all about that. If Vin Diesel also put on the helmet and then the music from the 80s turned on,
the gull-wing doors open up and missiles come out.
That would make more sense. I'm like, oh, of course, this makes sense because it's Mask.
That'd be awesome.
Like that would make so much sense. His house could be a gas station, and then it could be the base. Like they already that. To be fair, Rob, they have a secret underground base. If they just pan out and it's all of a sudden a gas station, then it's perfect.
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they do that? Who owns the rights to Mask? They should totally do that.
They should actually get Jason the Wheeled Warriors instead. If you ever heard the theme song to that show, it's freaking fire.
Nothing beats the raccoons, Sean. That's the OG. Right. That's the greatest theme song. Welcome everyone to the Heroes World Quarantine podcast. This is the nonsense episode that you've all been waiting for. This is going back to the crap. Just us chatting. I'm going back to the bargain bin in the back where John holds all the $1 comics, and we're going to be talking about random things, random topics, and we're going to play a game. So this is a lot of fun things happening this episode. Enjoy the ride. You don't need to know anything. You can just listen to us chat back and forth. It's going to be very. This is exactly what we're going back to our roots. Conversations you hear in the comic book store it's all nonsense and silliness, so don't worry about it. It'll be good times. I'm your host Stupe. I will be asking these two fine gentlemen, fine young cannibals, some questions.
Driving me crazy.
There we go. One of which is the part owner and proprietor of Heroes World based in Markham / Unionville, Ontario. That'd be John. Say hello to the world.
What's up, everybody?
And the other one is our Loki variant, the Prince of Mischief, Mr. Rob Cadet.
Oh, good morning, ladies and germs.
I'm hoping you say good morrow, but that's me.
Good morrow.
Welcome, everyone. This is going to be goofy, so prepare yourself. Buckle in for the ride. Questions asunder. So I'm going to ask some random questions and then get some thoughts, and then we are going to play a game. So first question.
Wait. You should preface this by saying that neither John nor I know what questions are coming up.
You've never known the questions. What are you talking about, Rob? You've never known the questions.
We're not talking about how the sausage is made on every episode, but on this episode, there was no sausage factory.
Nope. No. Typically, okay. So behind in
my defense, even when I know the questions, I got no idea.
Behind the scenes, typically I would send out questions beforehand. This time, nothing. This is all random. I'm gonna go by cuff, and I'm actually gonna go switching back and forth between John and Andre. So, John and Rob. So
what?
There we go. Yeah. Okay. Question number one: Battle of the Cinematic Universes. I want to know your thoughts. Christian Bale Batman versus Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. 1v1. Who is winning this battle? Because in the comics, it's one thing. We know what the situation is. We have 3 movies with Christian Bale's Batman. And we had a whole bunch of movies with Iron Man. Who is winning this Battle of Champions 1-on-1 movie? John.
Yeah. So this is a special occasion where I can rep both myself and Andre, and tell you that Batman clearly wins this. There is no way that that Robert Downey Jr. is coming out on top, going toe-to-toe with Christian Bale's Batman.
Really? Interesting.
I don't. Well, you know what? This is a two kind of like in comics. Typically,
but this is not comics because the comics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In comics, typically Batman was everything, but in favorite movies, I will choose the Nolan Batman. I don't know if we want to incorporate the whole trilogy, but at least
that was the whole trilogy. Whatever you want. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, but I haven't watched in a while, so maybe we should go revisit those Batmans. But for some reason, when those Batmans hit, they were just bigger to me. Even though the Marvel has spawned into this gigantic, crazy, ridiculous thing, and that first Iron Man movie is pretty impressive with all the tech and then the cars.
I am so surprised you went that direction, John.
So it feels like it should be right up my alley, but for some reason, Christian Bale's Batman really hit it out of the park for me. So I would choose Batman over.
I'm not saying who's your favorite. I'm saying in a one-on-one battle, you're picking Batman, Christian Bale versus.
I think Batman wins. I don't know how he does it, but he does it.
Wow, Rob.
So now I was actually going to go that route as well, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to play the opposite. I'm going to pick
You're
Tony
gonna
Stark.
counterpart. Right.
I am going to counter, and I'm going to tell you this because Batman only had 3 movies, John. Robert Downey Jr. As Tony Stark had a whole handful of movies. Batman, according to his Nolan verse, only had 3 adventures. One against the Scarecrow, one against the Joker, and then he retired for 8 years and came back with busted up knees. Tony Stark has got a myriad of satellites that aren't just used to spy on people through their stuff. He actually has weapons stored in those satellites that can rain hellfire down on Wayne Manor, on Bruce. And sorry, Alfred, but you're no match for an AI butler.
Oh,
service,
that's what you think.
Additionally,
he has a speech to go for that.
Tony Stark has multiple versions of his power suits or his suits lying around. All he has to do is tap his ear and more suits come flying down. Batman's got to go into a closet. He's got to start pulling aside the different ones and pulling out which one he wants. Okay. His utility belt,
lockers. He had lockers.
His utility belt only has so many compartments to put stuff in. Iron Man's suit in and of itself can hold way more artillery and power as opposed to a gas pellet or bat shark repellent. So for that reason, Tony Stark cinematically beats Christian Bale. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't believe he went with Batman, John. This is the only time that I'll ever say that Iron Man will destroy him because he has iron robots from Avengers that he could just bring swarm. He has a Hulkbuster, like he has like 13 different.
He also had a lot more movies, and they were going for a different feel for a lot of this Avengers.
And he fought Thanos, which is way better than anyone else that Batman is. He like Rob mentioned, he has bad knees, and Batman has to run around. Iron Man is floating on with an Iron Man suit. And just
we don't count the third one. We're gonna ignore the third one.
No, it's counting it all. Like that. It's yeah. No, I think in comic books it's not even a discussion. But for cinematic universes, like you can't even. It's
now. I will say though,
the vehicles. Even if you gave Bruce Wayne vehicles, that world is more trenched in reality than even the Avengers movies, because the Avengers movies are a little now it's kind of tedious.
That's why it's not really a fair comparison.
But I'm like, hey,
to support John's argument, Tony Stark in the MCU was his own worst enemy. His ego bested him each and every time, and almost every bad event was always caused by Tony Stark.
Yeah,
and therefore John's argument could have been Christian Bale just has to hang back, kind of fight, and Robert Downey Jr. is going to screw up, and he's going to be the cause of his own demise. That would have been John's. It would have been a very solid argument, but I can't make it for John, even though I just did.
You just did,
but you didn't think of it, so
you
just did.
At the end of the day, Iron Man always wins. So even when he's fighting galactic foes, he went to space. He fought Ultron and all these different things and different Avengers, aliens and whatnot. So it is a little more weighted because he got a little more under the belt. But yeah, there we go. Okay, question 2.
Round 1 to Rob. Let's just
one round to Rob, 100% to Rob. In terms of Last Action Hero, there is a movie called Last Action Hero where Schwarzenegger's in this movie, and this little kid gets a golden ticket that allows him to enter a cinematic universe and become part of a movie. So my question to you, that you had this golden ticket that allowed you to walk in the screen and just be part of just anywhere in a movie, and you could just show up and then you're there. Rob, where are you going? Where are you going, Rob?
So I have to pick a universe or a movie. What am I doing?
Movie, whatever you want. You could go into any movie, do anything you want. Like, where are you going? What movie would you be like, I want to go into? Oh, this is look at him. The gears are turning.
Here's the problem is that I have an answer, but I'm thinking, but does this make me sound like a homicidal maniac? Okay.
I'm going to Friday 13th Dream World.
Freddy versus Jason.
Lep in the hood, baby. Lep in the hood.
Oh man, I'm gonna get such flack for this. I'm not going the typical route and jumping into a DC or MCU movie. I am going I'm going into Young Guns. I'm going down. I'm going down. I'm going to a Western. Listen, I remember what it was like, kids, growing up without cell phones and computers and having to talk to people when your forms of communication were remembering everybody's phone numbers and having to write letters. There's no phones back in the Westerns. I get it, but the point still stands, is it was a much easier time. I've always had an affinity for Westerns. And I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter, but admittedly, knowing that, you could potentially be in a gunfight and not really have repercussions. There's something kind of, interesting about that. Being able to ride a horse and go across the plains of America and this and that, it intrigues me. Being able to marvel at the beauty that we don't have anymore intrigues me. The scurvy I'm not a big fan of, but I'm hopeful that I can find a place that's got some vitamins. Yeah, some fruits and vegetables. I just
think you'd be rolling with that crew. Then you'd be rolling.
I would be a regulator. I would.
Can you tell the fans at home who is part of the Young Guns right now? Can you name off the Young Guns, like the actors?
Yeah, so you had Emilio Estevez.
Yep.
You had Charlie Sheen.
Yep.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yep.
Casey Sismasco.
Yep.
Dylan. What was his name?
Mulrooney.
Dylan Mulrooney.
And one more.
And there was Lou Diamond Phillips.
That's correct.
As Chavez. So listen, this is a time of Billy the Kid. Emilio Estevez was Billy the Kid.
Mm-hmm.
The whole lore of Billy the Kid, Pat Garrett, the Regulators was like a real outfit. I mean, John Tunstall, that even though that movie very liberally takes these characters, the whole, the cattle wars and everything else in New Mexico, and that's all real. So the idea of kind of dipping into this historical, even though it's kind of polished historical context of things, intrigues me. The whole, I would love to be a regulator and just ride the plains with those guys. I don't know if I would do the peyote because it didn't look like it worked out very well for everybody. But yeah, that's me, man. For whatever reason, it just, it was the first thing that came to mind.
And he wants to hang out with Terry O'Quinn as well.
I do. I want to say, listen, you become John Locke, and first of all, you got to shave your head and avoid things. So yeah.
Young Guns, great one.
I'm going Young Guns. I'm going Western.
Awesome. John.
So,
what do you got?
That's so how not I anticipated this this questioning going. So Rob wants to go back to like freaking Westworld.
100%, yes. but hang out with Emilio Estevez and like Charlie Sheen, and Lou Diamond Phillips. It's a very particular posse that he wants to hang out with. Not just any posse, just that particular group of young guys. John?
Yeah, I don't want to go to Unforgiven because we're all too old.
Yeah, you're 100%. Rob wants to be the old guy, not the young guy. That's He wants to give them all.
Do I now also have to pick a historical?
No, you pick whatever you want.
Like, I'm gonna go hang out with Tom Cruise and Last Samurai or something like that. Like,
no, you would not like that.
I don't think you would do well,
John. You wouldn't do well very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I would go to like. Why wouldn't I just go to like a Free Guys world and live in like a GTA land where there's no penalties for for anything going down or going wrong? So yeah, I don't know. We're almost there.
Are you an NPC or are you a player?
I feel like there's less work if you're an NPC.
I gave you a lot of time to come up with.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. That's honestly, that's what John wants. John wants to be the friendly banker who just like, get Aaron down. And just like
I'll be the friendly comic shop employee. waves to the players and gives them their cool gear and swag. Yeah. I guess if you really wanted to go to a really cool world and you did not fear death, why don't you go to and live in John Wick like assassination community? Just because
Yeah,
this is the way they
100%.
set
So
up.
John,
yeah,
that's not what you picked.
I'll go work at the
That's a-
Continental.
That's high risk, low reward, though. That's the opposite of what you want.
Yep.
John, I like it. Free guy. That's your thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna go Cool World. Actually,
Brad
I don't
Pitt,
even
yeah.
remember that shit. That was Brad Pitt. Get out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
All right. I
Brad
think,
Pitt was in Cool World.
Brad Pitt
Yeah.
was in Cool World. Brad Pitt was in Cool World.
Wow.
And what about you, Stu? Where are you going?
I think
He's
the
going to
voice-
Roger Rabbit.
I think the voice of wasn't it the voice of the woman in it? Wasn't that
Kim Basinger.
Kim Basinger? Yeah, that was Kim Basinger.
Where are you going, Stu?
Great question.
Well,
Holy
yours.
shizer, where's Brad Pitt?
I was thinking back. I didn't even think of it myself, really. If I was really on, because I was listening intently to your thought. I'll come with follow questions. You know,
Stu would
what?
live in one of those teeny bopper dramas, like
I'm
She's All
surprised, John,
That.
that you didn't do that. I'm surprised that you didn't go like any of those romantic comedy
It's a
movies.
pretty crazy question, and then you go and pull out a western. You're like, let me go into my bag and pull out freaking Young Guns western, listen to Bon Jovi and shoot,
He was in
shoot
Young
six
Guns
shooters.
too. He
Like
was in
the
Young Guns
movies
too.
I love, I don't want to be in that world. Like I
Yeah,
love
that's what
Shawshank
I'm
Redemption, but I'm not going to Shawshank. Like, what am I doing? No,
Come on,
I'm
Stu.
like, no, I'm not going to
I
Shawshank.
want to spend my
I'm like-
time in prison.
Top of the rock.
Like, and then Matty Dickett, I'm like, freaking, I love that movie so much. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you go to Shawshank to hang out with Andy Dufresne? I'm like, maybe I would like show up at the end where they're on the beach and be like, guys, tell me your stories. Like, let me know what's going on. But
So what's on a
Um,
beach? Stand By Me? Would you go to Stand By Me?
No,
no,
there's no beach in Stand By Me, you dummy.
I don't remember.
You know what a
that
good
is.
one would be?
Lord of the
Forrest
Flies.
Gump.
Lord of the Flies.
Forrest. No, you don't want Lord of the Flies. Okay. Forrest Gump would be a good one because you're experiencing historical context along
Yeah.
with Forrest Gump. That would be a good one too.
That would be a cool one too. Yeah, I would probably it'd probably be a comedy. It'd probably be like Tag or something stupid. Like just like a fun movie where it doesn't matter what I'm doing and I'm like running around trying to tag John. Was it John Hamm in that movie?
Yeah, it was John
like,
Hamm, Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, like just something fun.
Hannibal
Like,
Buress.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? No. You know what I want to do? No. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I want to go to that world.
That's what I said at the beginning.
Yes. Let's do that one. Yes, that one. That one would be fun. It's like weird, kind of like a period piece Gumshoe, and then just hanging out with cartoons and Toon World and be like, yeah, it'd be fun. It's not Toon World, but yeah, it's fun. All right. My next question, Rob lined this up a while ago, so this is it. What if Star Wars? John, give us your best pitch for a what if. Actually, no. Who was the last one? Was the person that was it?
I started first, so
Okay, yeah, John, it's your turn to go first. So give us your what if storyline for Star Wars that you would pitch, because Marvel's doing this from the Star Wars cinematic universe. What's your best what if variation? What do you got? What would be a cool
What if?
storyline?
So are we dealing with the Star Wars cinematic
Movies or
universe,
cartoons, whatever you
or
want.
just in general the idea of Star Wars?
Anything that
like
happens-
what would you want to happen? I would have liked to see if when they did the new movies, I don't even remember what they're called, Force Awakens or whatever whatever the hell they called, whatever this new original trilogy is.
Mhm.
I would be curious to see what if they didn't kind of bow to the response of the first movie and they just stuck to what they had planned for the original trilogy and didn't kind of flip-flop around. So I would have liked to see if that would have went over.
That's not a
better
what
or-
if. That's a concept, a whole different thing. Also, like
That's what I was
story.
asking.
A deviation point in the story.
What could we throw out what if Darth Vader wasn't Luke Skywalker's father? What if he was just some other guy?
No, can't be.
No.
Can't be done.
What if Obi-Wan didn't die? Oh no, what if the I think the most popular one is what if Qui-Gon didn't die?
Yeah,
because
you can
he
do that
could have
one.
been
Yep.
he
Yep.
could have been the father figure Jedi.
Yep.
That helped shape Anakin and
Yep.
Obi-Wan and all that stuff, and then maybe we wouldn't have a Darth Vader. So what if Qui-Gon had won that fight against Darth Maul
Yep.
and was able to continue training up the Jedis for the generations to follow? I think that would be kind of cool.
100%. That's acceptable. Great.
Yeah,
Great job.
there
John.
you go. All right,
You got
cool.
there. You got there.
Look at
Rob?
Rob's face. He's in panic now. He's like, "Oh shit, John actually thought of something."
Actually, thought you were gonna go. What if Jar Jar never existed?
Can't be
I'm
done.
gonna-
Love Jar Jar.
I'm gonna go with what if Luke was didn't go with Obi-Wan and he was forced to go into Toshi to get the power converters, and then died with his uncle and aunt. They were burned by the Sand People, and all of a sudden now Obi-Wan Kenobi has to try to rescue Princess Leia, and she is the Jedi that has to take on and be.
She becomes the main focus of the series
because
now.
Luke has been killed, and so now they have to rescue Princess Leia because she has to bring balance to the Force.
Oh, that's pretty good, Rob. That's pretty good.
Rob's got it locked down. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Look, I'm trying to make a face like you didn't fluke into that shit.
No, I was thinking about it while you were.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it.
All right. Great job, both of you. Both good concepts. I'm all down. Let's go to the next one, which is, we talked about this before, and maybe you talked about it too. Sony's titling for their official cinematic universe is Sony's Spider-Man universe.
It's more than that, isn't it? Spider-Man.
No, the official
Isn't it
one
spell
is
spunk? Isn't it?
Spider-Man universe. That's it. Sony Spider-Man universe is the official name of their cinematic universe. Can you come up with a different titling? Is there a better name that you can come up with for their cinematic universe than other than Sony's Spider-Man universe? Because that is where Morbius, that is where Venom, and that is where a bunch of these other Sony properties are going to live. They're going to be interconnected. Can you come up with another title, John? No, Rob, it's up to you. Can you come up with another name that's better?
Well, I mean, the easiest one you could say is the SMU, Sony's Marvel Universe. You can go SPPU, Sony's Peter Parker Universe.
Very Peter Parker centric.
Well, because that's everything Spurn is spun out from there. No pun intended, right? So, the SPU, Sony, SSU, Sony's Spun Universe. But yeah, I would just go with Sony's Marvel Universe.
John, what do you got?
I don't Sony's one. Yeah, I feel like you can't really go with anything like unless they're gonna go full out Spider-Verse or Friendly Neighborhood Heroes or something like that, or does whatever a spider can. Like, I don't know, pull something from that old 60s Spider-Man theme song or something like that. But yeah, I don't.
You can go Simu, Sony's Independent Marvel Universe.
That's weird.
It is quite different things.
I've come up with 5, John. What have you got?
Yeah, John.
I got nothing.
Back, baby.
They clearly spent a lot of time coming up with whatever that was. So we're not going to be able to come up with, or I'm not going to be able to come up with something better in 5 minutes. So maybe circle back to me at the end of the episode. But to be honest, I don't care what it's called. Just make good movies.
Okay, awesome. So here's the next.
It can be called the Mobius movie's never going to come out universe.
You can call it Sony Pictures Entertainment regarding Marvel, which is Sperm.
Fantastic.
Nice. You have to write that out. To make sure.
So next question is recommendations. Is there a comic right now that you would recommend for the people to check out right now? This is, for example, if I walked in the store, I'm like, what's new? What should I read? What's the book right now that you are all in and you're like, this is your recommendation? If people came in the store right now, you're working, you're at the wall of comics. What would you recommend someone check out right now? John?
Yeah. So you've heard Andre mention it multiple times on this podcast. The Nightwing book is doing phenomenal, but the book that you can jump onto right now very easily is Superman, Son of Kal, which is the new launching of Jonathan Kent as Superman. And he's coming into his own. They're only on issue 2. Issue 2 just dropped this week. So you can get in on the ground floor. It features all kinds of different people in it. You're going to probably see Nightwing because it's the same writer, but you do see a lot of Damian Wayne and the relationship between those two characters. And the art is just phenomenal. So definitely jump in on that. We've got lots of issue 1 first prints still available. that you can kind of get in. You can get a copy for a lot of people get 2 copies, tuck one away for the kids or whatever. But I think this is really gonna catch, and it's doing well for us so far. Superman is one of those books that's kind of never been able to attain the same level that Batman has just kind of skated through with during comic season or whatever you want to call it. But Superman, Son of Kal, definitely 100% recommend that book.
Rob?
This is tough. Can I just give one that's coming out though in the next few months, or that has to be like on the shelf?
How do you know if it's good if you haven't read it yet? How's that a recommendation?
Well, because anticipation for me is kind of I'm excited for it.
Oh, but we've all been let down before. Tell us what's good right now. I don't want you to tell me about futures.
Listen. I think that Jeff Johns, as you can see behind me, I've got the 3 Green Lantern omnibuses. His writing has been phenomenal. I do think that he kind of had dipped recently with Doomsday Clock and even the 3 Jokers. However, I feel like he's come back to form a little bit with Geiger, his Image Comics series with Gary Frank, who he often collaborates with, to be very honest with you. I feel like Johns has really got, between Gary Frank and Jason Fabok, that seems to be his 2 guys as of late that he's been collaborating with. So they are on issue number 4, I believe. 5 might be coming out, I think, maybe in September, but it's definitely a book that you want. It's an Image comic, so it's a whole new independent IP. It's called Geiger, and I think that people would really, really enjoy it. It's different. It's gorgeous. Gary Frank is gorgeous in his art styles and his lines, so I would definitely recommend Geiger.
Awesome, thank you. In terms of going back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, both in television and movies, who is the most underrated, underutilized character that could be used right now to be propped up? Who can be propped up? Who is the person that is, there, but man, oh man, they have so much potential. You could do a lot with them. And inevitably, I'm going to Rob because his face is just there. It's perfect. Rob, who do you got? Who's the most underrated character? The one that you're like, man, they could put this person in their own TV show.
It's hard to come up with these on the spot.
So it's either DC or Marvel, or did you just say Marvel?
Just Marvel, because Marvel's producing just stuff right now. Okay. I don't think there's enough for DC that we feel comfortable with.
There was somebody I would have gone with Cyborg, to be honest with you.
Well, they got to cast a new actor anyway, so they have other problems. That guy's not coming back.
Okay, so Marvel. What Marvel character is currently there but is underutilized? See, the problem is I would have said Jane Foster, but we know that she's in Love and Thunder. Sure, you know what? I want to see more of Hela. I mean, listen, I thought Kate Blanchett did a fantastic job in Ragnarok. Like, we talk about how great Tom Hiddleston's Loki is. What some could say he steals the scenes in a lot of what he does, but Hela matched his, like, that. First of all, I love Ragnarok. I know there's a lot of people, like, I know that Andre is not a fan of it, but I really enjoyed Ragnarok. I thought everybody out of those 3, just those 3 main, and then you throw in Mark Ruffalo as well and Jeff Goldblum. So, like, that was an all-star cast. But for Kate Blanchett's Hela to stand out and not just be the typical villain du jour that Marvel has had an issue with, there's way more shitty villains that they've put on screen as opposed to good ones. And I think that Hela is one of those in that top echelon of villains that stole the show, commanded her presence, and I was enraptured with watching. So I know she's a god. I know she was destroyed, so to speak, in Ragnarok, but yeah, listen, I think that I would love to see more Hela. I think that she would be a lot of fun, and would prefer to see more adventures of her. So I definitely want to go back to Hela.
John?
Does it count if I pick a character that's up, like, gonna get their due upcoming? Like, could we say like a Don Cheadle as War Machine? But he's getting his own show coming up, right?
100% he's getting his own show.
Yeah. Because I think his.
That's why Rob just said he's not going to pick Jane Foster, because she's.
Yeah. Okay, so, what about Damn it. All right. I would definitely pick two new characters they introduced, and that's the Jimmy and Darcy characters from the WandaVision. How come they haven't announced anything new with them? How come they haven't cameoed in any of the other shows? Those are characters that I would definitely like to see more. And then a quick shout out to Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger character from Black Panther. Like Rob said, he's another character that died. But I thought this was it was a good villain that had, he had reasoning behind what he was doing. Michael B. Jordan's portrayal of that character was amazing. But I think he is kind of getting something in What If.
He is getting
that
a What If
counts.
episode, yeah.
So I look forward to seeing what they do with that. But him as a character, I thought was like one of my favorite MCU characters.
Okay, good. Thank you. So now we've gone back to more recommendations. So the next question to you both is a TV show you recommend to watch right now. What is an active TV show that you recommend someone, it doesn't have to be comic, but can be anything in general. What's a show that you recommend someone check out right now? John?
I had a lot of fun with during the pandemic. We've got our little Sidekick Show going on. We've got a group of buddies and stuff like that. And we rewatched The Warrior on Cinemax, starring the guy who played Storm Shadow. I forgot what his name is in the Snake Eyes movie. And it's kind of like an Asian themed show based off the original concept Bruce Lee had that is under debate if it was the inspiration for Kung Fu or not, but the show was a lot of fun, and it did get renewed for a season 3.
Andrew Koji is the
Andrew Koji, yeah. It's a really cool show. Features a lot of action. It's got the typical Cinemax, nudity thrown in there to spice things up. But it was a really cool show with a very high on style. If you ever watched their previous shows like Banshee and things like that, you'll definitely, it'll be right up your alley. So definitely check it out. You can watch it on HBO. A Crave, but Crave is the name of the damn service. Yeah,
2 seasons, 20 episodes, I believe, right?
Yeah. And the
So you
third
catch
season announced. Yeah.
Rob?
I never miss an opportunity to discuss Dark. But I've done that a lot. So if you haven't seen Dark, it's on Netflix. Check it out.
I met someone at this shop whose wife worked on the music for that show. I forgot what the track is. Let me try and figure out what that track was, but
it's a phenomenal show. And I know that our friend of the show, Scott Graziano, he also enjoyed it after I've been banging the drums for that show. So definitely check it out. Okay, I'm gonna go something a bit different. I've watched a lot of TV shows. I caught up on the Newsroom. I never watched that. If you've never seen that and you have Crave, definitely it's an old school, but I quite enjoyed it. I'm gonna go something really bizarre, and this is not for everybody. I'm going The White Lotus. I just finished the 6 episodes. And I mean, yes, we can go mainstream. You can say, oh, Ted Lasso or this and that. I want to go something that's really bizarre, that it's definitely not for everybody. It's 6 episodes on Crave. It's an HBO show. It's about the White Lotus Resort in Hawaii. The show focuses on a handful of characters. It was a family. There's a newlywed couple and a lady. And
I thought it was a reality show when I saw the
you would think
the tile
it is
for it. I was like, is this a reality show?
Yeah, no, it's not. And it's about these struggles that these individuals have in their life. But it really centers on white privilege, money, how they associate themselves with other people, their own internal struggles, and I don't even know how to. At moments, it's funny. It's so like it's got like such black humor. You're watching and you're like, oh my god, this is crazy. Another moment, you're like, what the hell has happened? What is this about? It's a really hard show to be able to summarize, but it is about the internal struggle that each individual person has as a result of their privilege, and how they interact with other people. It's uncomfortable at times, which I think is good, and other times it's just way the hell out there. So it's 6 episodes. They're no more than an hour. I think the last episode might be an hour and 10 minutes. It's definitely worth watching. it's not an easy show to get into because you're like, what is happening? But because it's only 6 episodes, I think you owe it to yourself to at least watch it, because it does raise a lot of interesting questions about the hierarchy of power and individuals and consumption. But yeah, I'd go with White Lotus. I'm probably not doing it a good service in summarizing why you should watch it, but I don't know. I think Stu had watched the first episode at least, but I'm not sure if you finished. Did you watch the whole series?
No, I've not continued on. I've been busy with other things.
Like life.
Like watching The Green Knight a second time.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
yeah, I still have to watch that.
I'm assuming Stu recommends Ted Lasso as many times.
Yeah, I would say I have I'm pivoting. I would say everyone knows I love Ted Lasso, but there's a show that I would recommend right now on Netflix. It's called The Outer Banks. It's the most ridiculous, dumbest show that, John, I can't believe you're not watching. John, are you watching Outer Banks? Do you know what it's about?
No.
Okay.
No.
The Outer Banks, imagine this. This is the tagline. The pitch is, imagine the OC meets the Fast and the Furious. That is The Outer Banks. The Outer Banks is based.
Does it have cars though?
Boats. It is based on a coastal town in Southern or North Carolina, where there's a stark divide between the wealthy residents and the working class locals. One is named the Kooks, one is named the Pogies, and it follows a Pogie teen whose father might have found the lost treasure, and him and his friends, the poor kind of like Vin Diesel-esque people, skirt around town in these boats they find keys for in boats. Keys are always in boats, and they run around, and then there are guns and action. But it's like the OC, because half the kids are poor and the other kids are like the wealthy. So all the poor kids are working like 2 jobs, whether they're like boat captains or like working in restaurants. It is on Netflix. 2 seasons are out. It's ridiculous. It is. Yeah. If you love the OC, if you like Fast and Furious, it is this weird combination. It is. Yeah. John, it's in your wheelhouse. And
yeah. All right. I have to check it out.
Yeah. Ted Lasso. I know I've already wrangled you in, but The Outer Banks is a show where it's so over the top ridiculous. It's like a person gets shot and they're just within a day later, they're just walking it off. It's amazing. It's like, I got shot. Yeah, just walk it off. Some tussin and you carry on your day. So This is a really good TV show. And, they have to deal with all these, wealth, drugs, friendship, money, all this stuff. And it's a lot of like scenery-esque, like views of water in North Carolina. So they're not in cars, they're in boats. So a lot of it is boat chases. So there are cars, but it's, Fast and Furious does that so well.
Primarily water based. So
it is like night boat.
I'm in. I don't know if I can watch the dark because it looks crazy as F. Rob,
John,
the song that the customer did was Red Rosamond. A song called Inside. They say it plays during one of the intense season 3 moments or something like that. It's like something like a run or something like that
Cool.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it's a Netflix show. It's bonkers. It's crazy. If you like that, you're in. All right. Next question before we finish things off and the game. So many rumors are happening with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. A lot of things happening, lots of conversations, lots of potential drops from different characters from Fox and other things back and forth and TV shows and all these other things. Rob, who is the cameo that would blow your mind the most? Like, who is the one that you're like, wow, we managed to get this off and throw this person in the movie, my mind will explode? Who's the cameo?
In which movie?
Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Who was the portal that pops through and the person could be a quick like
Deadpool
wave? Deadpool would be the one that you'd be the most surprised about.
Well, because I know that they're teeing up a third movie. It's being worked on. I think the reason I say Deadpool is because it's a confirmation that he's coming. Hollywood has way more projects that have been shelved than have been made, right? As many movies and TV shows as we watch and they're out there, add that, multiply that by tenfold, and there's all those projects that haven't been made or haven't gone forward or whatever. So I just want to see I want to see a Deadpool play in the Marvel universe in some capacity, without restriction. So I know it's like a weird answer, but that would be affirmation that they are making and going forward with this Deadpool 3, having him come through and interact in some capacity would give credence to the fact that we are getting it, and I'm excited for it, and I want to see that. So I that's why for me, logically, I would pick Deadpool.
But not logically. Who's the one character that you would love just to randomly show up? That's not Deadpool. You had an alternate wish list. Anyone you could possibly want. That would blow your mind. Deadpool, we already know is in the Marvel universe. Who's the one that you're like, they're done? Then you could just see them show up and you'd be like, wow, I can't believe they pulled that off.
Howard the Duck.
No, we see him in the What If.
Think about that, John. Who would you pick?
Yeah, I would be surprised and kind of impressed to see them drop in. If we're talking just purely other people existing in that universe, anyone from the Netflix universe of Marvel stuff. So it could be Daredevil, could be Iron Fist to like kind of freaking troll people, could be Punisher or Luke Cage or something like that. So if they decide to drop any of those guys in, that would be hilarious. But the one that makes the most sense is if Shang-Chi shows up. Or Shang-Chi, however you want to pronounce it, because that would kind of there's little cameos like Wong already looks like he shows up in the movie. So if he kind of crosses over into another movie, now we got like it's legit. Like this character is in MCU, because I don't know if it feels like slightly disconnected right now, that it doesn't feel like it's MCU other than Wong and Abomination cameo, which I guess is a big deal. If he goes into one of the other movies, I think that would be really cool.
I can't believe you guys.
I have it. Wait. Nick Fury, I was played by David Hasselhoff.
100%. Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
I'm surprised none of you went Hugh Jackman, like as the Wolverine shows up. I like no one's picking. Like
I think they've
like,
baited us with this X-Men thing so much that we've just been like, whatever, we don't care.
Like, what if it was Silver Surfer from that old or
Chris Evans as a Human Torch?
Chris Evans as a Human Torch.
That would be a good joke. That would be a good joke.
That's
Yeah, he's done playing Captain
like,
America, but he's back as Human Torch.
Like he shows up as Human Torch, it's like, huh, and he's like, flame on. You're like, whoa, this is not the wrong. That would be amazing. Guy. Like this would that would be the one where I would just be laughing because I'm like, that is kind of like
Michael
that's
Chiklis
the cameo. I'm like, pick random dudes that you would never imagine seeing again.
But I want to see Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury being like, Parker, what the hell? And all of a sudden you hear David Hasselhoff saying, "What are you doing?" And he's got the eye patch, and Nick Fury looks over at Samuel L. Jackson looks over, and he's like, it's the Caucasian Nick Fury as David Hasselhoff. I think that would be hilarious to me to see him.
I would love to see Topher Grace show up as Venom. This is going to be great. So things to dream of, things to imagine.
Nicholas Hammond as Spider-Man, as the old 54-year-old Spider-Man.
Hey man, I'd be good with Japanese Spider-Man showing up in the spider car, like just like rolling on up. So
Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir shows up.
Honestly, I'm down with that. I'm down with Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider showing up. Like I'm down with that.
Oh, that would be great.
Because him just wearing the leather jacket, just like nodding. It's like, oh, my
you know what? How about Jessica Alba's voice as the Invisible? You just don't see her. You have her voice running around.
Just look at all the failed Marvel movies and just pick someone out and just throw them in as a cameo.
Or a knife goes flying through the air and it's got a skull on the end of it, and you're like, oh, it's Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
Okay, that would be the craziest one. Yeah, if Dolph Lundgren Punisher shows up, hats off to Marvel. That's crazy. If they acknowledge that film in any shape or form, I think I have it on VHS. I should dig it up for some comedic pictures.
Or like Colin Farrell as
Bullseye.
Bullseye, like showing like Scottish Bullseye. Like let's just swing for the fences, go for the most
Ben
ridiculous...
Affleck as Daredevil rolls up.
If it was Ben Affleck Daredevil wearing that leather suit, oh my sweet
with his hair dyed red and he's the lawyer to help bail out Peter Parker from jail because he's handcuffed to the table, and it's not Charlie Cox's Daredevil.
That'd be the best pan ever. They pan over and it's Ben Affleck.
That's Ben Affleck. Yep. That would blow people's minds. So like you have this opportunity. So that's why I'm like, oh, you guys picked the most simple. I'm like, I'm glad we got there eventually.
We're
but-
trying to take this seriously, Stu. Come on, these are hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, seriously.
Sorry, I'm still on the plains of Oklahoma in my head. I'm me and the regulators are still riding.
Yeah, this is Rob. It's like, I love playing Red Dead Redemption. I just want to just be there with my posse doing it. So that's it. All right. Finally, we're gonna play our game. I hopefully you guys have a pencil and paper, something nearby.
Thanks for letting us know beforehand.
No, this is more fun to do it this way. So hopefully you have something. If not, I want to do it so there's no cheating.
Piece of paper big enough.
Perfect. No cheating. So
I have paper and scissors. Do these work?
Are you out of...
Hey, look, my paper is invisible. This is cool. Look at this. I'm holding up a piece of. Look at,
You know what, John?
oh.
Poke yourself in the finger with the scissors and write it in blood.
In blood.
Use
Get it back in
pen,
blood.
Sideshow Bob.
John, go
Okay.
get a pen.
I found it. I found
All
it.
right, here we go. The game that I have liberated from the great James Willem from his segment Mount Up for Morbius. This is the game. It's called the movie delay game. This is the movie delay game. Shout outs to James Willems. Thank you for letting me, and by letting me, I'm just using it for us today. This is a great one. So there have been many delays in movies. I want to read out a list of movies, and I want you to tell me in order the shortest to longest delays. I'm gonna go. So here we go.
Shortest to longest.
Shortest.
Wait,
to
how many
longest.
movies?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8.
Okay.
Wait. No, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 movies total. So number 1.
Okay.
So you can write these down and then order them. Number 1 is Oliver Stone's Snowden. That is
What?
John, don't worry
Okay.
about it. Number 2.
Snow Dune?
No, that's fine, John. That's fine.
Snowden.
Yep.
Snowden.
What is this? Oh, this is a movie that came out.
Yes, this movie came out, then it was delayed.
Okay.
Number 2, Take Me Home Tonight.
Topher Grace.
That's correct. Topher Grace. Number 3, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Number 4, The New Mutants. Number 5, The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
Okay.
Number 6, Red Dawn.
Oh, sorry. Can you explain which Red Dawn? The 1986 version or the 2016?
The one with Chris Helmsworth. Chris Helmsy. As I like to
that
call
one
him.
was brutal.
And then finally, Morbius. So I want you to take a second to arrange them in order. And we are going to go through each of them at the and I'll tell you the amount of time based on a week ago. How long the delay is. So shortest to longest delays.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So there we go. So at home, play at home.
Rob,
Write it
Rob
down on a
already
piece of
asked
paper.
like clarification like 3 times. And he's like, oh, whoops.
So if you're at home, well, you're welcome to play with us. And again, the shortest to longest delay. So these are
Okay, I got it. Half of these movies I don't know, so I'm
Hang on.
just guessing.
we're gonna find out who has them. We're gonna go. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go. Oh yeah, we're gonna go. What John has oh,
Look at this.
don't
This is cool.
oh God.
I'm trying to play with this green screen.
There you go. John is hiding. All right, so we'll give Rob a couple seconds to think about this. Rob is a movie aficionado, really is taking this to the next level. John, who didn't even know what Snowden was about. Do you know what Snowden's about, John? Do you know who Snowden is?
Yeah. I thought it was a new movie like coming out or something, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, no movie's ever called Snow Dune, John. That's ridiculous. All right, I've got my list. I'm ready to go.
All right, here we go. The game begins now.
Yes.
So, question 1, the shortest delay. John, what do you have as the movie that has the shortest delay? What's your answer?
I have Topher Grace's rom-com teenage coming of age movie, Take Me Home.
Rob, what is your answer?
Snowden.
The correct answer is Snowden.
What?
That movie
Okay.
was delayed by 9 months.
This is
Number
short.
2, as the shortest delay, yes. Well, yeah, I think 9 months seems pretty short. Number 2, Rob, what did you have as number 2?
Take Me Home Tonight.
John, what do you have?
I have The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
Number 2 is Morbius. 1 year, 6 months.
Oh.
But it's still going.
It could be longer, but as of this day,
Yeah,
it's
that's what
1
I'm
month.
saying. Yeah, you did say like as re-announced.
Yeah, yes.
All right.
Theoretically, it's coming out, but nonetheless, and it probably won't catch this one anyways. Number 3, John, what do you have?
Number 3, I had Snowden.
Rob,
I thought
Red-
maybe controversy.
I have Red Dawn.
number 3 is Sonic the Hedgehog at 2 years. Sonic was delayed 2 years. You don't even imagine. It just bought by your mind. Okay. Number 5, John, what do you have?
Oh, number 4.
Number 4. Sorry, what number 4? What do you have?
Number 4, so that would be after what did I just say? Snowden. I had Sonic. So I missed Sonic by 1.
I had Sonic as well. That was my number 4.
Number 4 is The New Mutants. 2 years, 4 months.
Oh, I thought that was the longest.
Oh no. Oh, wait till you get to that. The next movie. This is now what?
Number 5.
5. Rob, what you got? What'd you
I had New Mutants. So
got?
yeah.
John, what did you have?
I'm trying to process of elimination. Red Dawn.
Wait, did you not write these down, John?
I did. I'm trying to cheat, you motherfucker.
John, what's your real answer?
It was New Mutants.
Your cheating answer was correct. You're correct. It is Red Dawn is the correct answer. 3 years, but Rob is still winning. So
wait, is that 3 years from the point of production to release?
yeah,
Okay.
or like from the the
Original announcement.
Because
or
remember
something?
they had to CGI all the China stuff to make it
Right.
North
Korea. Yeah.
So that was a big issue.
Okay.
So when they filmed, it was in the hopper and it kind of sat there. The next movie, what do
Number
you have,
6.
John? Number 6. What do you have?
Number 6. I had it as number 6 is second last, right?
Yep.
New Mutants.
Rob?
I had it as Morbius because it's still going.
The answer is Take Me Home. 4 years. That movie's delayed 4 years.
So he was no longer a young man when this came out.
So the big reason behind this one was that Topher Grace, part of the movie is leaning a lot towards cocaine use because this was a period piece movie based in the 80s. So a lot of the beats were about cocaine usage, and the studio was like, man, you can't have this movie with all this cocaine. And Topher Grace is like, no, the cocaine is so important to the storyline. It needs to be here. So they fought and fought and fought. And they basically hung it up onto the
I don't remember this movie at all.
It's on Netflix. It's not very good. It's
not gonna
Topher
watch it.
Grace, Anna
I know I've
Faris,
seen
Chris
it,
Pratt.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, so it just sat there, and then eventually it released, and no one watched it anyways because no one cared. And the last movie from delays.
Well, I know
production,
that
everything.
this one was The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. I had that as the very last one. So
John, what did you have?
I had Morbius because I thought it was ongoing. I didn't listen to
How many years, John, do you think this movie was delayed? Take a wild guess.
what is it called? The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
Yep.
Can I look at
No,
a picture of the movie
no.
poster?
No,
I'm gonna go with a wild guess 5 years since Take Me Home was 4 years. Let's go one more.
Rob.
my initial instinct is to say 12, but I think it's more. I think it's like 18 years.
Correct answer, 16 years.
16.
Yowza! What the hell?
Yeah, so originally they had it all done, and Johnny Depp was supposed to be in it, and they had production issues, and they actually filmed the documentary, "The Man Who Killed,"
Yep.
the man who, I think it was like Lost in La Mancha.
Lost in La Mancha. Yeah.
Is the movie where it was about that, and finally, it got produced and made, and it's been 16 years for like beginning to the end.
Yep.
So there we go. Congratulations to Rob, the winner, with 1 point.
2 points.
2 points.
2 points. Snowden and
John-
Don
Actually, nailed
Quixote.
2 of those.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna we'll
good.
give John 1 for cheating, but we'll give him that one anyways. You get a
Yeah,
I
negative.
should
participation
have just
dividend.
altered my list as we went.
You get a participation
It's like even
dividend.
though I told you Red Dawn, I put 3rd. It's like, oh yeah, I'd also put it.
Yeah, I know. That's why we asked you when you already said Red Dawn already. I'm like, yeah, no, it can't be Red Dawn. You went there already. So
I can't believe this Topher Grace movie. I did see it, and I don't remember it at all. It had Anna Faris in it. Like,
yes, it does.
I thought
Played-
she was a newer school actress.
they
I
played
didn't
twins.
think she was from that.
Yeah, and
long
Anna
ago.
Faris and real life couple was in that. Anna Faris was now no longer a couple, but Anna Faris and Chris
Yeah.
Pratt played boyfriend and girlfriend in that movie. That was a thing.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, and the guy from Fantastic Beasts is in it too.
Eddie
Not Ed Redmayne, the chunky American guy.
Oh, okay. I don't know his name.
Dan Folger.
Cliff something.
That's correct. Dan Folger. Yeah.
Fogler.
Yeah, I think he's also, isn't he in
Folger's Coffee?
Yeah, I think he's in the Goldbergs too. I think he plays the cousin or something, or the brother, or maybe uncle. But he's in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I think he was also in The Walking Dead for a little bit of time too. So is what it is. Okay, so there we go. Congratulations. Thanks again to James Willems for letting me, and by letting me, doesn't even know I exist, took this game. So thank you for playing.
We borrowed your game.
We game.
We didn't have to give credit, or Stu didn't have to give you credit.
I'm giving you credit. You can watch him on
nice
Funhouse and his various things, and watch his segments mount up for Morbius, as he's been doing it for 2 years. So thank you all. All right. Before we leave, John, Rob, thank you for enduring this as well. John,
thanks, Stu. Thanks for putting it together, bud. That was fun.
For those of you who are out there, please feel free to go out and support your local stores. Give us your thoughts on the comments below. What your ideas for who would be a cool cameo, recommendations for TVs and comics. Let us know what your thoughts are. Share. If you can rate and review on iTunes and bell, subscribe, and all those things, that'd be most welcome. Especially if you can't support the store financially, that's just as good as buying something in the store, sharing, liking, subscribing, and reviews on iTunes. Do us something fun there, and that's super helpful. John, tell us where they can find you on the interwebs and in the real world.
Yeah, as Stu mentioned, our online presence, Heroes World Online, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook are most active. So make sure you are subscribed, and definitely get us in the comments. We like to hear from you guys. We like to hear show ideas. We like to hear your opinions, and counterpoints to, be nice about it, but, counterpoints to our arguments and things like that. If you are listening on the audio Heroes World podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever method you use, definitely give us a rating, subscribe, follow, whatever you want to do. And then in the world of the real, we are located on 8601 Warden Avenue, directly in the northeast corner of, my daughter just appeared out of the wall, northeast corner of Warden Highway 7. Lots of stuff going on in our plaza. If you are comfortable coming out, we have tons of stuff on our racks and shelves, big trade paperbacks, lots of toys, all kinds of fun stuff. Miniature gaming is at like a height right now. So if you're in the Games Workshop, or if you haven't checked it out, painting little models in the comfort of your home to play in a game where you slaughter each other is a ton of fun and very addicting. So definitely check us out.
Rob?
You can find me online at _905, all spelled out. But more importantly, you can find John and I Mondays right here on the Heroes World YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitch. Mondays 8 p.m. we are live, and tomorrow this is coming out today, right? Sunday. So on Monday we are talking all the way back to 2002. We just saw the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. We're going to go back to where it all started with Spider-Man on the big screen, with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, starring, I was going to say Topher Grace, starring Tobey Maguire as a titular hero.
I thought it was Hugh Jackman. Isn't it Hugh Jackman? Sorry, Hugh Jackman? Yeah.
It's Chris Evans as Spider-Man.
Man.
Definitely. Check us out there. The movie is currently on Netflix Canada. So your opportunity today, depending on where you are, you might be experiencing some rain showers this afternoon, this evening. So what better way to sit back, put on Netflix Canada, watch the original Spider-Man from 2002, and then join us tomorrow live 8 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And let's rewatch it and discuss it.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us today. Hopefully you had fun in our random mixed bag episode. Enjoy. Be safe. Goodbye, everyone.
Nanu.
Thank you, Stu.
See ya.